Hello, my friend. Welcome back to another episode, and Happy New Year, by the way. I hope you took some time over the holidays to get yourself prepped for a successful 2022 and disconnect and recharge. I know, easier said than done, and actually that's a goal for me this year. Try to find more balance where I'm not constantly just go, go, go. But we'll see how I do. Speaking of goals though, what goals have you set for yourself this year? Is growing your business one of them? Silly question, I know. Obviously, we want to grow our business. I don't think there's ever going to be a time where we're like, you know what? I'm good here. I don't want to grow. I get you. I'm an entrepreneur as well. And because I know you are on the same page as me, I want to answer the most asked question that I got asked last year. How do you generate high quality leads through social media? I've had so many conversations over the last 6.5 years around this topic. And my answer is probably going to surprise you. So if you've been someone who's either placed ads yourself trying to generate leads, maybe you press that boost button, maybe you've been consistent on social media with posts and reels and going live, maybe you've been someone sending direct messages to strangers trying to sell them. If that's you, stop. Seriously, stop. You are wasting so much of your time, energy, and money getting leads through social media. It can be exhausting. Well, it's exhausting if you're doing it that way. When people come to me with these complaints, I usually tell them one thing. Well, it's technically two things, but what I tell them is this. Lead magnets are what you need. And unsurprisingly, many of these entrepreneurs, they don't understand me at all. Most don't even know what a lead magnet is. But once they understand this process, whoa, it's almost like magic. Their leads get better. They have better conversations. They have better conversion rates. Everything changes for the better. It's almost like magic. That's because lead magnets are the best way to get higher quality leads online. So if you've tried generating leads and are getting frustrated with the low quality ones, you need to try using a lead magnet. And if you haven't tried using one, today's your lucky day. In today's episode, we'll be talking about creating lead magnets and getting higher quality leads online. And as always, I will be with you every single step of the way. So let's get right to it. Before we dive in into all the fun details about lead magnets, let's explore something called an email list. Do you have one of those? And no, I'm not talking about a list of your family members' emails. I've met so many people who seem to be struggling with building an email list of people who are actually interested in their offers. If you aren't sure what I'm talking about, an email list is a group of emails that you've collected of prospective clients or customers. The most common way people build their email list is by having that call to action on their website that asks people to subscribe to their mailing list. Yes, some people will subscribe to your lists if your copy on your website is good, but really that tactic doesn't scale much in today's world. Most people will actually ignore it. There are hundreds or even thousands of call to actions calling them to act every single day. Are they going to answer everyone? The clear answer is no. Besides, people today, they are getting so weary of increasing the volume of emails that they receive. So let's face it. Once you start receiving hundreds of emails every single day from people trying to sell you stuff, it really starts to get tiring. Do you want an email filled with spam and irrelevant offers that you'll never touch? No. That's why you've actually got to promise them something to get on your mailing list. You've got to give them something that makes subscribing worthwhile. You've got to promise them something extra. And really, that's what a lead magnet is. It's that something extra. If you want people to pay extra attention to what you are doing or saying or selling or whatever it is that you're doing, you've got to get them something extra. You got to promise them something extra. Just never forget that one piece. To get something, you've got to give something. This is basically how a lead magnet works. You collect someone's contact information in exchange for a freebie that you are giving them. That freebie can be so many different things. If it's a training, a guide, a PDF, a template, a tutorial, essentially it will provide your prospect with a quick win and get them that much closer to saying yes to your offer. Now, before you go and make the first freebie that's jumping into your mind right now, let me actually share with you 3 main aspects that you're going to want your lead magnet to have. The first thing is your lead magnet must have some relevance. Even the best lead magnet will fail if they don't actually resonate with your target audience. The lead magnet isn't just a freebie. It's a freebie that people need to want to have. You should always ensure that it's actually serving a purpose. It should be something that can be useful. Now, one good way to test this out is to ask yourself whether your lead magnet is something that you would have liked to have before you started on that journey. Or think about, what do you actually share with your clients really often to help them achieve a goal or move forward with working with you? The second thing your lead magnet must have is a perceived value. For example, if you're giving out something that really anyone could find within 5 seconds on Google, you're probably not going to see high quality leads, because that person on the other side of the screen is wondering if they can get the same thing for free from somewhere else. If they can, well, they probably wouldn't sign up for your lead magnet. Let's be honest, you wouldn't sign up either. The best lead magnets are resources that have a perceived value. They offer expert insights, an exciting shortcut, a meaningful solution. If your target audience looks at your lead magnet and asks themselves if it'll make their lives better somehow, and then their answer is yes, they would sign up. If the answer is no, well, you get it. The last but not least, let's talk about your part. Because as much as you are trying to make people's lives easier, you're also trying to build a business. You're trying to get customers or clients. You're trying to get paid for helping people. So your lead magnet has to reflect that. That means you're not giving away every single thing that you know. You're not writing all of your expert opinions and just giving it out as a freebie. That means what you are giving away should be just enough to show your target audience that you have enough expertise in solving their problem, but it should be too little for them to solve that problem independently. Yes, I know there is kind of a gray area there, but again, think back if there's a process or an aspect that you often teach your clients or something that you wish you had before you started on your journey. And actually, to help you out, why don't I share 4 different examples of lead magnets? The first one is an ebook or a mini guide. So these books usually zero in on a very specific problem and solves them. Most of the best ebook lead magnets are only a few pages long. The reason is simple. The goal is to share expertise and raise awareness really quickly. It doesn't take too many pages to do that. The second kind of lead magnet is a template. If you're like me and you use a lot of things like spreadsheets or checklists or other edible stuff that requires time to create, if you are in a business that requires you to create these templates, you can make that a lead magnet. Now, of course, this kind of template only works with very specific businesses, but if you feel it's something that can go over well with your target audience, you can take a crack at it. The third kind of lead magnet is product samples or trials. This lead magnet is most tricky to execute, and at the same time, it's probably the most effective. Most people want to taste what they're getting before they actually get it. However, you've got to ensure that what you are giving out is enough to state their appetite, but not enough to give them a full stomach. Weird analogy, but I know you get it. It's something that is substantial, but it's not too much, because you want them to return for more after they're done their trial. You want them to see that you've got what they want, but you also don't want them to give them everything. This could be a 7-day free trial, a 14-day sample program, whatever it may be. Now, another one in our last example could be a tutorial or a training. So I do a lot of webinars personally, but if you teach a class, could you give them a sample class to try? Or if you teach how to do something that's hands-on, let's say you're a hairstylist, can you do a quick tutorial video? All great for these options are really good for you for a lead magnet, but honestly, there are so many different ones that you can create. The biggest thing to remember is that you want to provide your audience with a quick win. Don't give them everything, just give them a tiny taste of what you can offer. I know the right one's going to pop into your mind. So that's my goal for you this week. Really start paying attention to what your clients or your customers are asking for. Pay attention to what you often use in your business that is a template you can share with others. When you think of it, write it down. Write down all of your ideas. Just start brainstorming. And then Ask your audience if it would be worth it for them to have. You will be surprised at how vocal your audience is when it comes to them getting something for free. This alone will help you start getting higher quality leads on social media. You are leading with value. You give someone a lead magnet, you start to build a relationship. You are showing up as an expert. You're opening the conversation in a very non-salesy way. It honestly is incredible how this works. I cannot wait for you to experience this in your business too. But that's all I have for you today, my friend. Remember to focus on personal relationships versus selling. We do that through lead magnets. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. My name is Lisa Ann. If you learned something new, do me a favor, like this episode. Share it with those who are looking for higher quality leads for their business or someone who's struggling with generating leads. And help me share this knowledge with the world. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.